Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we talk about the top 15 tight end rankings for Week 11. You ready?
Let's do it.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom.
Rolling on the field.
Fantasy Goodfellas. Before we get started on this week's tight end rankings, tell me how we did last week.
Okay, if you take out Kittle, who plays tonight, and Gronk and Logan Thomas, who did not play, we hit on 8 of the remaining 12 tight ends. Boom, boom, boom. We've been killing it.
All right, let's keep killing it. For the top 15 tight end rankings for Week 11, Richard, take it over.
Number 1, Travis Kelce, who will be home against Cowboys.
We talked about Kelce not given first-round value. Do you think that's changing?
It's definitely trending in a positive direction for Kelce owners. 2 good weeks. That's why you drafted him. And number 2, Mark Andrews at Chicago.
Andrews is playing good. What should we expect in Week 11?
He's been one of the more consistent tight ends in fantasy football all season. And it's not surprising. He was a top 5 tight end. And number 3, Darren Waller, home against Cincinnati.
What's going on with Waller? We hoped he got a touchdown last week. Didn't happen. What should we expect in Week 11?
It's the Derek Carr effect, right? Inconsistent Derek Carr. They just got blown out by the Chiefs. Didn't put up many points against a bad defense. Look at Derek Carr's whole career. He's pretty average. Darren Waller's awesome. We hope he can rebound this week. And again, it's dependent on Derek Carr. And number 4, George Kittle at Jacksonville.
Well, he's going against Jacksonville. That should bode well for him.
Absolutely. And we know George Kittle is a stud. The only thing that can hold him back is injury. At 5, Rob Gronkowski, home against the New York Giants.
What's going on with Gronkowski? He's playing injured. Can we count on him?
Listen, if you're a Gronkowski owner, you better be looking for backups every week. But when he plays, he can put up nice numbers. And this week, Brady's going to look to rebound. Now, if Gronkowski plays, he'll do well. If he doesn't, have a backup plan. And number 6, Mike Gesicki, home against Baltimore.
All right, Gesicki was playing great. All of a sudden, he pulls a dud. What should we expect this week?
Well, he had a lot of targets. He just didn't make any receptions this past week. I think he's going to rebound. And number 7, Kyle Pitts, home against New England.
All right, just when you thought Pitts was playing poor, he kind of plays pretty good. But can we count on him?
I kind of mentioned this last week. Is it the Matt Ryan effect? Is it Kyle Pitts being overrated? I don't know. But as the weeks go by and Pitts' production is underwhelming, the question marks pop up. And I'm starting to wonder, maybe Kyle Pitts was overrated. And number 8, TJ Hockenson at Cleveland.
TJ Hockenson about disappeared.
Well, Goff played hurt this past week. He only passed for a little more than 100 yards. Obviously, it affected Hockenson. But you know what? Even healthy, Goff is bad. And Hawkinson's been great all season, despite Goff. But at some point, it's going to catch up. So you have to worry if you're a Hockenson owner. And number 9, Hunter Henry at Atlanta.
Last week, we said Mac Jones only throws like 2-yard dump passes. But that played off big for Hunter Henry with 2 TDs. What should we expect this week?
Yeah, Hunter Henry has been producing. I don't think New England's going to put up that many points, every week. But the Patriots are 6-4. Something's happening there. You got to give Belichick credit. And I think Hunter Henry will continue to produce. And number 10, Dalton Schultz at Kansas City.
In a week where Dallas played really well, Schultz did not. What can we expect for Schultz this week?
I think at some point he rebounds. He's had a couple of duds now, but he showed great chemistry with Dak Prescott earlier in the season. I think it'll continue. I think Prescott will keep looking for him, and Prescott is going to continue to put up huge numbers. And number 11, Tyler Conklin versus Green Bay.
We've said it. There's a lot of chemistry between Cousins and Conklin. Do you think that continues for the rest of the season?
Yes, it does. I mean, Conklin's looked great. He's had a lot of weeks of production consecutively. He was my DraftKings savior. I had him on most of my teams, and he did spectacular this week, especially for his price. And number 12, Dan Arnold, who'll be home against San Francisco.
You got to like what Dan Arnold's doing down in Jacksonville, even though they're not that good of a team.
Absolutely. It's the whole Trevor Lawrence not being very comfortable using Dan Arnold as a safety blanket, and it's working for fantasy owners. Hey, they'll take that every week. And number 13, Zac Arts at Seattle.
Man, Zac Arts came in, played great and slowly is drifting away. What can we expect this week?
I think with Kyler Murray back, I expect Kyler Murray to play. I think it's going to bode well for Zac Arts. And Zac Arts is the #1 tight end in Arizona, an offense that is dynamic. Number 14, we have Dallas Goedert, who will be home versus New Orleans.
In a week where the Eagles played really well, Goedert didn't do anything. What should you expect this week?
I expect him to rebound. He's had a few duds now, hasn't really done much, but he's still a good tight end. He's the #1 tight end there in Philadelphia. Zac Arts is there no longer. I expect him to put up some numbers. At number 15, we have Gerald Everett, will be home against Arizona.
All right, so he's making the top 15 for the first time. What do you like about him that makes your rankings?
Well, this is what I like about him. I saw most of that game between the Packers and Seattle, and I saw a guy, every time he got the ball, he was angry, he was running hard, he was trying to get that extra yard. I appreciate that. I appreciate the tenacity that he plays with, and hence he's in my top 15.
All right, well, thanks for coming on here and sharing the top 15 tight end rankings for week 11.
It's my pleasure. Remember, like, subscribe, ask your questions in the comments section, and watch all our other videos.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom.